Hello, and welcome back to MTGplay. Last time we did Historic, and it did not turn out the way I wanted, but I still have faith in this deck, so I'm going to give it another try. Anyways, welcome back to MTGplay. If you like the content that we create, go ahead and give us a like on each of our videos. If you enjoy it, we'd really appreciate subscriptions for you to subscribe. That would be very much appreciated to us. And if you want to keep seeing videos every single time it's the first to get a chance to be the first one to, I apologize. I'm a little bit tongue twisted right now. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell so you can get a notification every time we upload a new video. And don't forget to hit the like button. And then comment down below about what kind of videos you'd like to see in the future. We really do appreciate all the information, all the input. So anyway, let's get started. I am going to go ahead and play Bolt again. I'm going to do my good old burn deck. I genuinely enjoy burn. I like to be able to just burn it out. It's the deck the strategy I thoroughly enjoy. So let's go over this deck again. So, start off here with some 1-drops. So you got Firebrand. It comes up hasty and is able to ping for an extra damage. Here for Get to Lava Runner, I'm able to bring in, sometimes it's a 2/2 as long as it has instants of sorceries. I have 2 of those in the graveyard. It's able to also trigger here with the Wizard's Lightning. I have Lava Coil to do a little extra damage, and it exiles if a creature dies. It's definitely something important to remember for the future. Got some Lightning Strikes, Runaway Steamkin, which is a key part to this deck. Shino Pyromancer, it gets a shock, and it also triggers Wizard's Lightning. We have Light of the Stage for a little bit of card advantage, and being able to do it for 1 mana is often fantastic. And here's also some card advantage. It may only be a 1-of, but sometimes it comes in clutch. Skewer the Critics to be able to 1 mana burn spell. Wizard's Lightning, sometimes it's for 3, most of the time it's a 1 mana burn spell. Chain Whirler, it's definitely versatile, the fact that it is able to wipe out a bunch of tokens, and it can steal first strike damage, which is fantastic. Experimental Frenzy seems a little odd in a burn deck, but when we have Runaway Steamkin to combine with Experimental Frenzy, we got a lot going on. I only have 2 in here for the simple fact that I don't want it to clunk up my hand and have too many going on. The Kindling Phoenix is here for the simple fact that sometimes I have to fly over, but having reoccursion, the fact that I can have a creature that can block and come back, is very useful. Torment is just a bonus to be able to make sure we have some extra damage to get through to the end. And then we have Ember Cleaver. This is an additional win con that is sometimes necessary. Now, this deck does only play 14 mountains and 4 Castle Embereths. It is only 20 lands, and once in a while you get Manuscript. Most of the time, it's perfect. A lot of our stuff is very small. We're able to play it early game and get in through with extra damage. Alright, so now, let's go ahead and select a deck. We're going to be playing some Burn today. Alright, let's get into game 1. During this tough time of COVID, don't forget to support your local LGS, and hopefully everybody's safe and everybody's doing well. And when I say this, don't forget to support your local LGS. Unfortunately, we cannot go there during this time, and hopefully there's a curbside pickup. If you always support your local LGS, there'll definitely be a place to go play after COVID's all over, and we all look forward to that. I know I generally miss Paper Magic, being able to be there with my friends and draft and just other people like-minded. It's an LGS usually feels like a home away from home, and I genuinely miss that. Alright, so let's see, are we going to be on the draw or the play for game 1? And in this historic event, it is a best out of 1. So we have a turn 1. We got some burn spells. We do have 2 cards that are coming in late. So this is a little bit of a sketchy keep, but I'm going to try it because I got the belief in the Monkey Goblin. Alright, so we're going to start off. We're going to try to get him strong. Alright, so either Gruul or Teamer Energy. I'm curious what's going to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit them for 1, and then I'm going to double skewer them. So we get in the extra damage as quickly as possible. Alright. Okay, so does Teamer Energy. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, so it's the combo deck. So this is a Neoform combo deck. And unfortunately, so I'm going to attack and hope they block. So Neoform combo deck is definitely something that can get done on turn 4 as quickly as it can possible. So able to deal with that. Okay, so I'm hoping to get a mountain so I can get Torben next turn. Then we have Emperor Cleaver to be able to come in next. Okay, so there's a way to give things haste. We don't have a way to deal with that just quite yet, but we do have Torben coming down, so we're going to be able to attack. And if they do block, they will lose their way to give haste, so realistically, they're just going to be taking the 3. And the next turn, we got Ember Cleave to bring out. So as long as they don't go off this next turn, we should have the game. Alright, so they do have the land. They played it tap, so at least we got another turn. So we're not going to be able to play this Wizard's Lightning, but I am going to go all out combat. And as long as they don't have a counter spell, we should be good. Okay, so they're blocking there. So I'm going to go Ember Cleave on a Torben. Okay, so that hopefully is the game. So they can bounce, but I don't think that deck runs many bounce spells. I could be completely wrong. Alright, yep, bounce. Let's take that action and put it on top. So we're going to be behind a little bit, because now we got to play Torben again, and then we have Ember Cleave. We could always use the burn spell, but it's setting us behind, especially this deck can just go off one turn. A lot of stuff has to make it so. I have a lot of cards for the combo to go off. Do you have the Stormcaller, and do they have Neoform? Or are they... Okay, so they're returning a card to the graveyard. So now they're going to have the counter spell back up. So they do have the mana. I am, however... Yeah, I think I'm just... Wait a minute. No, this is done. This is a mistake. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, yeah, let's go here. Try to get rid of their haste. I want to pull the Ether Gust out of their hand. Does that happen? So I'm only going to hit them for a little bit of damage. Okay. Oh, okay, so their counter spell resolve. Okay, so this Neoform deck. I definitely should have taken a mulligan for the beginning, but I believe in the Fanatical Firebrand, so it's not going to help me by attacking right now. I'll just block it and have a tap creature. And then putting that back on my hand hurts. We'll take action and put that on top. So now we know what we're drawing next turn. So they got to pay for the 5, so they got to take a whole turn. So they're not comboing off yet. But now I feel confident bringing Torben down next turn. So I don't think there's a 1-mana counter spell to deal with this. Torben comes down. Now they might have an unsummon, but I'm not sure. Alright. So now they're gonna block and avoid the damage. So they might have it in hand, they might not. Okay, so they're opting. They're gonna trying to look for their combo. Not to see what they wanted. Alright, so I took care of the Tuk-Tuk. Now next turn we theoretically have lethal. They might have a counter spell in hand. Okay, so they're thinking. Are they going to bring something back from the graveyard? Okay, so they're bringing back the... Alright. So what I'm going to do is try to get them for as much damage as possible. I know they're going to Ether Gust up the Torben, so before that happens, I want to get in as much damage as I can. Then resolves. Okay. Okay, so as long as they don't win this turn, that's game. Oh, okay, so as long as they don't go off this turn, and even if they bounce Fanatical Firebrand, we have a chance to play it. So there's a lot of ifs, but they realistically have to go off this turn. Okay, and that was game. Fanatical Firebrand. Generally believe this should have been a monkey. Sometimes you just gotta gob it out. Alright, so that went well. They didn't have their combo, so we're going to pull it off. Alright, on to game 2. If you like the content you're seeing, or even in the past videos, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We at MTGplay really appreciate it. And then if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit the like button. And don't forget to get that bell notification so that every single time we have a new video, you can be the first to watch it. If you want to see any kind of content, go ahead and comment down below what you'd like to see for the future. So we are definitely keeping this because we got a turn 1 and turn 2, and if we bring in some damage, we can at least get hopefully 3 damage by turn 2. And we also have the Pyromancer to set up the Embercleave, and we have a Strike to deal with anything on the board. This deck is about being quick and efficient. Alright, so looking at this, there's a few different decks I can think of, but I'm not quite sure. It's all coming down to what the next land is. I might be seeing Energy, might be seeing the combo deck. It might be Earl of Piles. So I'm guessing next turn we might be seeing Uro. I could be wrong though. It's only information we've seen is Growth Spiral, and usually Uro's along for the ride. So we're going to hit him for 3 this turn. Shock him and then hit him with the Pyromancer. Okay, so they're elementals. I was far off. Alright, so they're gonna land tapped. And I really like seeing that. The Steam Ken. I highly doubt they're going to block because they want to get their card advantage. Okay, so next turn, I'm hoping to get a land, but realistically going to be attacking and with the Embercleave, so they're able to get double trigger, even more card advantage. So I might actually want a Lightning Strike to deal with one of these, but I also don't know what creatures. They got a lot of ramp going on. So yep, Uro. Okay. Uro's going on, so they're gaining some life, drawing a card, playing some land, but they don't have a lot of stuff in their graveyard. So I don't really want to burn these, but at the same time, I don't like all this card advantage that they get. Yep. Okay, so Torben, I'm not going to be able to use that, but I do want to attack for 3 mana, get the Embercleave down. So let's go all attacking. Alright. Realistically, they're not going to block. So we'll go Embercleave right here on the Steam Ken, because that's going to be growing over time. Okay, so can we be fast? If we do have lethal in hand, and we also have lethal on the ground, they do have blockers. If we can get Torben out, that would be nice. Oh, that is not good for us. So when this enters the battlefield, reveal the top 5 cards of your library, put a land card from among them onto the battlefield, rest in your graveyard. This dies, you may exile it. If you do, put another creature card from graveyard on top of your library. Okay. That was able to fill the graveyard, so Uro coming down is not good. I would love to see another land. It's now, okay, so that was, oh, so they played one with their hand. Okay, so this is not good, because I'm able to deal with that. So actually, wait a minute. So this has first strike, double strike, I should say, so it's going to deal damage first. I can hold some things up, but I want to get as much damage in as possible. So now, the 2 I'm comfortable with attacking is these 2. The simple fact that I can bolt, but I also have the monkey here, so I think actually what I'm going to do is, next to combat, it will swing in and swing in with these 2. So we have the lightning, actually, yeah, we have the lightning strike. So with the lightning strike, I can take care of the thorns. This is coming realistically next turn, so I want to get in as much damage as possible. So holding this up, but okay, so yeah, I'm going to attack with these 2. I'm going to hold back the burn spell and the Firebrand. Okay. So I am going to Lightning Strike this to get in as much damage as possible to make sure that it doesn't die. And then next to First Strike. Okay, so we're going to get another 5 damage. So we're going to put something on top of their graveyard, or are they going to leave it? So, okay. They're putting another Earl on top, so they're looking to gain some life. That's going to be 5 more damage. That's 5. Okay, so yeah, I think that's GG's. As long as the math's right, because this is now 4. And they have no mana up to counter, so we're going to do a quick Lightning Strike. GG's. That was the game. Alright, so we're going to burn them out. Earl is a great card, but we have to get enough damage in quick enough. Still have faith in this deck. Okay, so we're going to claim our prizes and go on to game 3. Back at home, what are some of y'all's favorite brews? What are some of your favorite formats? What do you like to play? For me personally, I am a drafter. I love draft. It's just when I'm sitting at a draft table or even here on Arena or MTGO, I'm able to have an even playing field with everybody. I mean, yes, there's a luck of the rares, but often everybody's got an even playing field for the simple fact that I'm not coming in with a lot of money and on a deck, or I'm not coming with a little bit of money on a deck, and I'm gonna have to struggle. The simple fact is, we've all paid our entry fee. We all have the even chance of pulling cards, and over time, when you draft, you learn how to play different strategies. You learn how to play a little bit of control, mid-range. You learn how to play aggro, and then the more you understand how to play different strategies, the better of a Magic player you get to become. You also get an understanding of the color pie a little bit more. Now I am going to keep this for the Steamkin, and I can play Pyromancer, hoping I can draw some lands, at least 2 lands in the next 4 turns. Alright, so there's 1 land, so I don't need much more land coming up. Alright, so, realistically this is the Neoform combo deck. Alright, so next turn, gonna want to Chain Whirler to get in a little bit of damage, because they can go off very quickly, and I want to get as much damage as I can because Torben, the turn after that, then I can Lightning Strike and Vishino. So we're gonna attack them. Are they gonna go off or not? I do need a green source though. I could be wrong about the deck, but after seeing the Glasspool Mimic, I'm pretty confident in what they're playing. So the only issue, okay, gotta think about this. So Torben coming down, realistically they could have an Aethergeist. Do I want to get 5 more damage in, or, you know what, I'm going for Torben. Steamkin, and it resolves. Okay, so getting the extra damage. And then next turn I have guaranteed damage, as long as I don't have a counter. We should be able to pull this off. This will be lethal, just having these 2 with Torben on the field. Do they have the green source, and do they combo off? Okay, so they have the green source this game. Okay, so they have their Wallow. Alright, so as long as they don't have a counter spell, that should be game. Just in case, I will go to combat. So they're thinking. They've used the green source, so they're not going to be able to use Neoform. Okay. So they might have the Geist in hand. I mean, the Bounce spell in hand. I'd be thinking of holding it. I'm not sure. He could have always gotten booted, which is unfortunate. Sometimes it happens, and you gotta log back into the arena. Alright, so the plan right now is to, I'm going to first Lightning Strike them, and Vishino Pyromancer them, and then hope I get some damage in. That should be lethal, but if not, then I'm going to swing all in after that, because they might have a counter spell, and I'll be able to get as much damage as possible. I need Torben to be able to stay to get the win. Because if they pass, then we're just going to go... Actually, the better play would be Pyromancer first to try to draw the counter spell out, and then Lightning Strike because it will do more damage. 5 is a lot more than 4. And just in case something happens. Alright, so we got a land. So then let's go with the... We're gonna, Pyromancer, try to drop the counter spell just in case they have it. Okay, so they might have gotten disconnected, which is unfortunate to happen sometimes. Just gotta sit here and wait for a little bit, not trying to get the game lost. Alright, so the timer's ticking. That is definitely an unfortunate way to lose if you get disconnected. It happens to the best of us, though. It's not always our fault. Sometimes the internet goes out, or sometimes Arena just gets a little buggy. Alright, so are we about to get the win? Gonna get the win from the stack. Alright, so the timer. Alright, so we didn't get the win from the stack, but we did get the burn win. We're going to burn them out. Alright, GG's. Victory. Okay, on to the next one. Alright, let's play game 4. So I'm curious, does anybody have any speculation of Caldenheim? It's supposed to be the Viking area, so I'm curious if we're going to get some Norse gods, bringing some more gods into Magic. The mechanics, what I really would like is if that was where Angrath came from. I definitely have always wanted a story about where Angrath came from. There's definitely dragons from there, but it's not much of a Viking area. Who knows? I am looking forward to the next set. Since I'm definitely going to try to get in as much damage as quickly as possible. Swinging in. So next turn we're going to get 3 damage in, hopefully. Alright, so another possibly Dimir. Alright, so the next 2 turns we're going to get some guaranteed damage in. Theoretically. Alright. Got him down to 16. So then, hopefully we can get a land. Alright, so probably Dimir again. So, yep. So what are we losing? Makes sense to lose up late up the stage or Ember Cleaver. Okay, so Ember Cleaver, because they don't want to deal with that. The extra damage. Now they know it's all in our hands. Did not get a land, so I'm going to go with the Pyromancer. And get the extra damage. I'm going to send him down to 11. I'm genuinely hoping I could pull off a land next turn. If not, I've got to go with a light up the stage and hope to draw. Okay, they're Grixis. So they Grixis control then. Okay, so they're getting rid of Pyromancer. Want to negate as much damage as possible. So they're going to be holding up a counter spell, removal spell. Curious what they're going to play. Okay, so search for Azcanta. So they're digging. Okay, that was not land, so I'm going to have to go to damage. And then going to light up the stage and hope there's a land in there. Alright, so we got a land and a strike. So hold off the strike or do... Yeah, I'm going to hold off the strike to the end of their turn. They didn't have blue up, so that could have been a mistake on my part. But you also never quite know when the counter's coming. This Grixis deck. Okay, so I'm curious what they're going to play. So duress in our hand, so it can't hit this non-creature, non-land. So they're curious what my last 2 are. So that's going to be a fizzle. Pass to attackers, and I'm going to chance it. Try to get through the counter. They might have it, they might not. Because I would like to be able to play. Okay, so they did not have the counter there. Hopefully they didn't have the counter. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go next to damage, and then try lightning strike them. Because that would be GG's. Alright, so they're thinking, oh, Shark Typhoon, okay. He solves, so it's a... Alright, so here, I got a fear limiting. So no matter what, I'm going to lose a creature. I can come down, and yeah, I think what my best play is... So I either want to lightning strike this, which then I would lose out for lethal, but next turn I could play that and get rid of it. So I don't know what they're blocking. Either way, realistically, they're going to block the Pyromancer to take up as much damage, or taking 1. This would only send them down to 1 damage, and I could have lethal on board next turn. So actually, that's what I'm going to do. Since that's already gone, they are tapped out, and then I have 3 ways of doing lethal on board. I can either just tap and ping them, or I can play Chain Wheeler. I'm hoping that they tap out their blue source. Remember this, you need 7 or more. They don't quite have 7. So what I'm genuinely hoping is they tap out their blue source. And, alright, so they did. So they don't have the counter spell, but either way, that's GG. Unless they have a kill spell for this. Alright, so they have a kill spell for that. That's GG's. Right there, we'll play our land, and then Chain Wheeler for the victory. Okay, don't even get the Chain Wheeler. The fact that it does 1 damage to everything your opponent controls and your opponent, it is fantastic. So if you have any interesting lists you'd like to see us play, or just want to suggest us, I'm always open to suggestions, and I always like to expand my knowledge of Magic and try different things. Burn just happens to be my favorite way to play the game. It's just quick, it's aggressive, out of nowhere. Sometimes you might just be relying on that top deck, and you just pull that burn. It's always that question, what's your life total at? That it gives me a small little giggle on the inside of my heart, and I just love that. It's a straightforward strategy where I'm just trying to get enough spells before you can do anything. Alright, so are we on the play or the draw? We're on the play. We do have a 1-drop, but we have only 1 land. Seeing Torben here, so this is going to have to be a mulligan. This is bad. Alright, 3 lands. Alright, I don't want to put Frenzy on the bottom. That's what I'm going to have to do. Frenzy will give us card draw, but I want to put it down the bottom. It's the least realistic we're going to play. We can play out everything in our hand. We are on the play, so alright. I'm going to have to pass. I have 2 Shino Pyromancers that are skewer. So next turn, we're definitely going to go off of that. So I'm seeing a green. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what our opponent is doing. Might be a food deck. I don't know. Alright, so a little more information. Okay, so there, as far as I know, it's Gruul, or it could be Teamer. So it's Teamer. Okay, so they are the Neoform combo deck. So this is going to be stopping me from getting some additional damage in, but I do have Phoenix coming down later. So let's get the damage that we can. Realistically, I'm going to have to... Yeah, I want to attack in. I want to see where they block, if they block. Realistically, they'll block the Wall of Blossoms, and I'm going to have to use the burn spell to deal with that. I could always do the Gilded Goose and play out the Phoenix, but I think for me, the best bet is to just get rid of the Wall of Blossoms, because that's the biggest blocker that I can't deal with on my own. I can always tap the Goose to get some extra mana, but no, okay, so cool. So next turn, I'm looking at swinging with 4 and then playing Phoenix. I'm going to want to play Phoenix my second main, because I have seen the Geist. Okay, so they're opting. And I would prefer them to put one of these back on the top of my library than the Phoenix to get countered, essentially. The blue source up, it is problematic. Okay, so they're digging right now. They're trying to find their win cons. Want to combo off. So they're going to land, so they're not going to have a 1-mana counter spell. So what I'm going to do, actually, now that I know they don't have the 1-mana counter spell, Let's play my Phoenix. Realistically, I should have withheld it to hold off information, because now they're going to be more cautious about how they want to block. I'm going to go to all, attack everything to the face, hoping to get them down to 12, but they might block with the goose. But realistically, they're not going to block with the goose because they want to be able to deal with the Phoenix. Okay, so they're drawing a card, trying to find their answers, because this deck, this deck can combo off next turn, theoretically. Earliest the deck can win. Alright, so I've got them down to 12. They're wanting to block the Phoenix, but I do have a Wizard's Lightning in hand that I can deal with the Gilded Goose. As long as I don't have that blue still up. Because I'm looking at 8 damage coming at them. And then actually, I might want to actually just hold the Lightning to deal with the Goose. Do they combo off? Or do we have another turn? So they got the Glass Pool Mimic. Alright, so they're trying to get some more blockers up in the air to stall as much as possible. Alright, so we've seen light up the stage. What I'm going to do actually here is get as much card advantage. Nope, I'm going to combat. I know for a fact I can get in. I won't have to waste my mana. No matter what, neither of these can kill something, but they might have a way to bounce something from my hand or counter the spell. They're not going to want to use Pact of Negation. This, or at least theoretically they wouldn't. They would have to use up their mana, but the mana is there to be used up. So are they going to block? It's theoretical. Okay, so they're blocking to minimize the damage. Next, so then are they going to tap this or no? So the opponent's thinking right now. What I'm hoping is I'm going to get in some damage. Okay, so I'm going to play that. So light up the stage. Going to see what happens. Does this resolve? Okay, so I'm going to try to just burn them out. So I want to really get in as much damage as possible. And then make it so that they're stressing, and then either they have to win, or they have to win this turn, or else it's game. They are technically at 5, but we have more than enough. Okay, so for the land. Alright, that's GG's. I did not have the combo. And this is why I feel confident in this deck. I'm just breezing through. I've been quick and efficient. I could be getting ahead of myself, but I genuinely enjoy this deck. It just gets under people, and often individuals don't expect you to be able to burn them out. I would have loved to be able to play more like this in the previous video, but this video just gives me the confidence to know that this deck can work. And again, if you like the content you're seeing, go ahead and subscribe. We really would appreciate it here at MTGplay. Hit that bell notification so that you can get it. Just hit the notification button so you can get a ring every single time that we upload new videos and be some of the first to see it. Go ahead and like that button, like this video. We would really appreciate it. Down below, go ahead and comment what kind of content you'd like to see in your future videos. We genuinely enjoy the suggestions, and we want to bring the best possible content we can to all of our viewers out there. We truly appreciate it. Don't forget to support your local LGSs. During this time of crisis, we all want to be able to have somewhere to go after COVID is over with. Hopefully it's over with sooner than later. Alright, we're going on to the next game, and hopefully all of your loved ones and all the ones you care about are safe, including yourself. Okay, so we're going to be playing, or we're going to be in the play or the draw. Alright, so we're on the play. We have a lot of burn. We only have one action. And we do have the cleave, so let's see what happens. Realistically, we're going to be able to get a little bit of draw because they're mulliganing, which is a great sign for us. Okay, so they mulligan down 1. So we're going to play the Firebrand. Alright, so we're getting some damage. Alright, so we might be playing a mono red versus mono red. Alright, so we're gonna hit them for 2, hopefully. Okay. And pass. Let's see what's... Okay, so I'm looking at another mono... Oh, so they're goblins. Okay, I'm intrigued. Look at the 2 gobos. They can do with us. I want to hold up these burn spells, so I can do this on their turn. So let's just go in attacking. Realistically, they're on a double block. Or not double block, they'll block each of them. Alright, so before they do anything. So realistically, what I could have done is I could have waited the end of their turn, and then I have all the instants I can use, just in case they played something like this. So what would have been smarter is to hold that off, but I felt confident in getting in my jump start. So they have a land on top, they can't really do much about that. I do want to deal with this as quickly as possible. Okay, so they can't look at the top of the library anymore. It's an interesting matchup, especially since I am behind with creatures. So here, Krenko, I want to deal with Krenko next turn, so I'm going to have a burn spell. I will take a little bit of damage. Oh, Wizard's Lightning is fantastic to see, because now I'm going to be able to get... I have enough instant sorceries in the graveyard. I'll be adding another one. Get rid of Krenko. I'm going to hit them, and then I'll light up the stage. Okay, so now we're going to light up the stage. I'm hoping to see a land or some creatures. Okay, so I got 2 lands, and I'll play land. Next turn I'll play another one, so I can either Embercleave. That's realistically what I'll end up doing. I'll play the land, and I'll possibly Embercleave. I do have risk factor to hold up, but I will need something in my hand. I already have 4. I do need the 5th, which is right here, and that is unfortunate to see since now they got the Lord. So we'll go like this, and then as long as they don't double block, I will be fine. We're only combat. So, okay, so awesome. They've only single block, so I'm definitely going to be able to get through some extra damage. Part of me really hopes they sack it to the Kurt. Okay, so they don't, so we're getting it down to 7. And then we're going to hold up this land and risk factor next turn. Jump start. That was a mechanic that I thoroughly enjoy. Alright, so that's not good for us. So that's, they got Krenko, they got Snoop, and they got the Chi. Okay, that's game. GG's. Because realistically, they're not going to want to take the 4, and they didn't have a lot going on there. Alright, so breezing by. Alright, let's see, can we get the 7-0? Historic is definitely a fun format. For me, at least, it is. It's my personal opinion. It's a brewer's paradise almost, since there's not really much of a meta. I mean, there are some meta decks, but with the release of the remastered Kaladesh, it's just new, and it's also there's not always the same deck over and over again. You get to build anything. I've seen mono red dragons, I've seen merfolk, I've seen elves, I've seen combo decks like Neoform. There's all sorts of things to do, and it's really just what your imagination and what you got for your cards. So for here, this is not the best hand. It's going to be sitting very slow, but I do have cards that I can play. But unfortunately, because these are both tapped lands, it's not going to be smart to keep. But sometimes you just got to risk it for the biscuit. So I think I'm going to keep. As long as they're not an aggressive deck, we will be fine. We're on the play, so that's fine with me. Okay, so they are an aggressive deck, which that was not good to see. I'm going to have to play Firebrand and deal with that. So I'm just going to ping it right away. Actually, if I ping this, I don't know what they're coming next turn, so let's just try to keep the damage even. Because I got Runaway Steamkin to come down next turn. Okay. Probably they're rich. Okay, so this looks more like standard mono red. Alright, so I definitely have to deal with some stuff. But I'd like to get the Steamkin out. so I can start setting things up. Not getting mana is unfortunate. Being set back. So what I think I'm going to do is hold off the blocks so we can pass. And what I'm going to do is hold back Steamkin, I'll block the Robber, and then ping the Fnatic, the Fervent Champion. Yes, they're going to want to shock away. Oh, they're stopping it. Okay, so they're going to stop that. No, so they got a monkey of their own. Alright, so pass to attackers. Attacking with everything, alright. So that resolves. What are they getting from us? They get a land, which we really needed. So I'm going to block here, and then make sure to hit full control. Block, and then before damage, we're going to take care of the Fervent Champion. That resolves, so we're going to take 1. We're at a bit of a disadvantage, especially since a land hit the bin. Okay, so that was not beneficial. They have this big one coming down. We're taking some damage. I want to absorb some damage if possible. I really don't like how back we are. We are dealing with an aggro deck, the aggro deck, but from the very beginning, I should have mulliganed. It was not the smartest move, but my gut told me to do it. So sometimes I gotta think things out instead of listening to my gut. That was not good to see. So if I were to block here, they're gonna ping this. If I block here, I'll lose it. So no matter what, I'm at a huge disadvantage. So I'm gonna block the first strike. I already know what's going to happen. They're also gonna get the token. Yeah, so that was gonna happen. I was trying to absorb as much damage as possible. Okay, so there's the land. It would have been lovely to Goblin Chain Whirler. So I already know this is coming down, but I want to stop them from making tokens as much as I can. I am at a very big disadvantage. The fact that that's 4 coming down. I know they have the Bone Crusher. Okay, so that's another Annex. So that's another burn spell. That's not good for me. So we'll see they're gonna. Okay, so they can either go Pyroman. Okay, that is GG. It's another red deck v red deck. So actually, I'm just gonna call it. I cannot deal with this Wall of Barrage. I did not get Goblin Chain Whirler. So at most, I could have dealt with 1 card, but I'm still taking so much damage that it's not even worth it. Oh, GG's. Fast and efficiency needs fast and efficiency, but sometimes you just need a mulligan. Right there, I did not make the smart choice. My 1 loss so far has been to a misplay. Alright. If you're still with us, we really appreciate it, and we really welcome anyone and everyone to watch our videos. And if anyone and everyone would love to subscribe or like to subscribe, even, we would really appreciate that. And hit that bell, hit that notification so you can get a ring every single time we come out with new videos. Please like this video. We would very much appreciate it here at MTGplay. And then go ahead and comment down below what kind of videos you'd like to see in the future. We're going to be doing a bit more streaming here moving forward. Due to financial reasons, we are unfortunately not going to be able to come up with a lot of unboxing videos. We would love to do them as soon as we can, but can't always do what you want. So we're going to be doing some streaming. On to the next match. Iggy, baby, alright. Okay, so let's see. Are we on the play or the draw? We are on the play. This is slower. We do have our lands, and eventually we can get in a frenzy. Definitely learned my lesson from last time of I'm never ever again gonna play two Castle Umbrats for my opening hand. I definitely need a mountain. So we're gonna get them for 2 damage, and seeing So we're going to see lures. So that means everything's going to be small. So probably the enchantment decks. If I were playing Enchantress. Alright, so that can deal with some things. So yeah, they're doing the Enchantress deck. So I'm going to want to play... Alright. So I'm going to hit him for some damage, and then I'm going to use Steer the Critics, because this is instant speed, and I like to hold up the instant speed burn spell. As far as this being a 1, I am going to attack in, because I don't want to give him a chance to put any enchantments in anything, because that's the entire strategy of their deck. So I will take that. And then we have Wizard Lightning, and hopefully we get a land to play our Phoenix. Okay, so we got our Spirit Dancer, and they got an enchantment on it. So not having 5 is a little bit harsh. I'm going to have to play defensively. Oh, that will have first strike. Oh, that's great. Okay, so I am going to look for some lands. Okay, so I got Burn instead. Okay, so I'm going to pass. So they're definitely going to build up the Spirit Dancer even more. Okay, so they're playing another Spirit Dancer. I have another enchantment. All that glitters. Okay, so they're drawing some cards. Got their card advantage going, and they have some stuff I just cannot really deal with right now. I guess I'm not going to block. I'm not near 10 life yet, so I'm not in a bunch of danger. Now I can double up, so I think that's what I'm going to actually do, just double up with the burn and deal with the Spirit Dancer. I'm going to ping this, try to minimize as much damage as possible, and then I'm going to attack them. Alright, so now, as far as the race, we're winning the race, but they have such an advantage right now. Drawing cards, getting the buffs. Alright, so now they have the lead. Oh, wow. It's definitely an Enchantress deck going on. Oh, wow. That's a lot going on. It's almost a one-shot. They've just gained so much life, we can't do anything about that. I guess the only thing I can really do is they're gonna keep beating us. Like, I can keep trying to block, but as they gain so much life, I gotta call that. That's GG's. I can't. They're gonna gain so much life. All right, that's game. I guess what would have been smarter is earlier in the game, instead of just using the burn spell to screw the critics, I should have waited to see what they were doing, because I knew what kind of deck they were playing. I didn't expect the Spirit Dancer that turn, but I should have. Alright, so can we get this? We've gotten beat the last 2 games. Can we get at least 7 wins with this deck? So I guess I need to just be a little more patient. I need to wait to see what my opponent's doing before I react. I need to stop trying to rush and take a breath. Sometimes you just gotta take a moment and think about what the different outcomes could be. Strategize, figure out what to do next. And for me, I rushed it instead of seeing what my opponent was gonna do. Because in that last game, I could have dealt with the Spirit Dancer, and they would have had 1 on the board that I could have dealt with easier than 2 on the board, and their spell would have fizzled. Would have gotten less damage in, but that was the past. I'm moving on forward to the next match. Alright. So are we in the draw or the play? So we're on the play. I do see Steamkin. I'm going to keep this since we do have some plays we can make. I'm going to go with Emberth. Alright, so we might be facing the same deck again. Looking like Enchantress. Okay. Definitely going to be going with here, trying to hope they suck up some life. Okay, so no problem with that. There's no, I just know I'm not attacking. They've already taken 4 life. That's more than I was already going to do. So, alright, so one attacks gets +2/+0, but it's going in the air. Okay, so I'm going to hope that they take another 4 life, which realistically they can just do. Let's go with another Steamkin. Play out the creature to get in as much possible damage, because this having a lifelink is not good. I want to make them think about paying that 4 life or not. Go all out attacking. Gonna hit him for 7. Okay, and then skewer the critics. Let's see what they do. Do they pay the 4 life? Or they pay the 4 life getting down to 9? Okay. They don't know we have Embercleave. This does have lifelink. I can give it indestructible, but paying that life. Okay, so now they're gonna be able to net 6 life. They're gonna be able to net 8 life. And it has first strike. That is not good. We do have Embercleave up though, so okay. Going up to 19, that is definitely a lot of damage. So we're going to go in all combat. So we can't do with a flyer. As much as I would like to do with a flyer, I can't. Alright, so I'm trying to attack. Okay, 4 attackers, 4 attackers. Right next to blockers. Because it's just going to go for it. And I guess I should not have played it out like that, so I can get even more damage in. I should have first burned this and then deal with it, but I am going to try to get as much damage as possible. So next, that is 9. I guess, you know what? I know I'm not getting the damage. I know I'm not getting the game, but it's fun. Wait a minute, is that math? Right? Or is that, because that's 9, then yeah, that should be game. Okay, exactly lethal. Okay, so I did not make a misplay. Second guessing myself, but I shouldn't have. Well, we did it. We got our 7 wins. Thank you for sticking around. I made some misplays. I made some bad keeps, but at the end of the day, this deck did exactly what I wanted to do. It was fast and aggressive, and it was able to crack the dome and burn the face. I was able to burn some creatures, and look at that. We got our 1,000 gold. We got some prizes. Alrighty. Got some rares and some mythics. We got our legendary and common. Well, thank you for watching MTGplay today. We really appreciated you coming and joining. In the future, we're going to be putting up some more streams. We really look forward to everybody's input. If you really enjoy the content you're seeing, don't forget to subscribe. We all appreciate that here at MTGplay. If you hit that notification, you get a bell every single time we upload a new video and be some of the first to see it. And then go ahead and like this video if you enjoyed it. We would appreciate if you commented down below and then told us what kind of videos you would like to see in the future. Anyway, my name is Luna, and thank you again for joining us. This has been MTGplay. Have a wonderful day.